right, what's your next one?
A guy that was the second pick in the draft all year. All year long, plays at a powerhouse in the Big Ten, a school I dislike very much.
Minnesota.
Justin Fields from Ohio State. Yeah, Northwestern.
Yeah.
Justin Fields of Ohio State.
So interesting. He's been the number 2 guy for basically 2 years going into this draft, and then whatever. Go ahead.
So I'm going to start with my cons on him.
Okay.
The first con that rubs me the wrong way a little bit, and I don't know if it's because of the times and the kids nowadays, and the transfer out of Georgia to me, because he was going to sit, is a little bit of a long. And listen, you're 18, 19. It's a little bit of. I get it, but dude, you couldn't beat out Josh Fromm or whatever the hell his name is. What's his name?
Jake Fromm.
Jake Fromm. He sounds like an insurance guy.
Jake from State Farm.
Yeah. Like you couldn't beat him out. So
I mean, he was only a freshman, and Jake Fromm had gone to the
But
college football
Fromm was
playoffs
a senior. Fromm was a senior. You couldn't wait 1 year and then take over the reins.
No, he would have had to sit 1 more year because Fromm came back the next year and he left. He had gone.
I don't know.
So I don't necessarily. I see what you're saying, but yeah, I think that's more.
The wrong way.
I don't disagree. But I think you're right in your initial analysis of that. I think it's just a thing of the times,
a generation thing.
It's just the way things are now. If you're not starting to go somewhere else, I got to be honest with you. I don't hate it because if you have an opportunity to go play somewhere, I'd rather see you play than sit. I'm just looking. I was a college quarterback, and that just wasn't how you did it. But I'm looking back, saying, man, I'll give you an example. After my freshman year in North Carolina, I'm walking to spring practice. I friggin' never forget this. I'm walking to spring practice, and to go to the practice field, you had to pass the baseball field. And on the baseball field fence was a big sign, like a made sign, welcoming, I can't remember the dude's name, but like a local North Carolina quarterback, and they were recruiting him to come to our school. And I'm like, you sons of bitches. Like, I'm next? Like, why are you recruiting other quarterbacks, big-time quarterbacks, when I'm your guy? You know what I mean? So 2 things about that. Number one, I wish I could have then said, screw you, I'm just going to go somewhere else, which I actually eventually did 2 years later. But the other thing is just you don't know if that kind of thing also was happening at Georgia, where in that same year they were recruiting other quarterbacks, and he's like, okay, I got this guy in front of me, so now I got to wait 2 years. And then they're also bringing in other guys. What, I'm not good enough? And you could see how a relationship can get soured. And at the same time, you're hearing from your buddies who are Georgia guys that are going to Ohio State, hey, you should come play for us. You'll start next year. Like, it's hard to pass that up. It wasn't, it wasn't, Sister Mary of the Blind recruiting you to come play for them. It was Ohio State came a knocking. So
another curveball throw at you too. And I know this happens all the time too. Chris Sims did it way back. That was the first guy I can remember doing it. He was committed to Penn State before he committed to Georgia. And then so it just
was that with Bill O'Brien or was that with
No, that was Mr. Franklin.
Oh wow, he bailed. I wonder why.
Dude, so there's something a little going on there, and again, I think it's more generational too. A little more general, but
once is one
brain.
thing. Twice that now. See, you just kind of changed my mind a little bit. I didn't realize you did it the first time.
That's what I do. Ooh. So, guys, when you call up and leave a voicemail, tell Pete how wrong he is.
Okay.
So another con that he had this year, he wasn't good this year, mainly at all.
Well,
he had a bad year. He
didn't have his. Yeah, it wasn't. There were big time. They were. He laid an egg a couple times.
Games, and he had bad games against Indiana and Northwestern, dude. This isn't like Michigan, Penn State, and Wisconsin.
And what's really scary about it is he had bad games for the same reasons. He was unable.
He can't. Yep. To read the field.
He just couldn't.
The first read was covered. Yep.
Yeah, he couldn't get off that first read. It's not that he can't get off the first read. He then. He's slow to get to his second read.
Yeah.
And he ends up forcing the ball a lot of times, or he ends up holding the ball way too long. And to your point, this scares me. This scares me a little because shit only gets faster when you move up a level to the NFL.
Right.
And the other thing is everybody knows your problem. Like everybody knows your weakness. So they're going to disguise coverages big time, all kinds of different kinds of blitzes and zone blitzes and dropping defensive linemen into coverage and blitzing linebackers. And like it only gets harder. It doesn't get easier.
Yeah.
And it's not like that's a skill. That's what I mean by skill, like a physical skill. It's not like saying, well, you need help. You need to, like Daniel Jones has a problem with fumbling. Well, hold the ball with two hands, protect the ball. Yeah. Like that's a physical skill. This is not a physical issue that he has. It's a legitimate, recognizable difficulty getting off his number one read and finding it. Not getting off his number one read, but finding his number 2 and 3. Forget about it. So, yeah. But
so the two pros I have for him, to kill him against the Northwestern and Indiana games, he showed his ass off against Clemson.
Ooh, he for sure did.
So he
played better. He played better than the number 1 pick in the draft. Yeah, he played better than Trevor Lawrence.
100 and tough.
Ooh.
6'3", 230, tough as nails. Got pounded in that game.
Yep,
pounded.
Yeah,
and he played the whole game, and then started the game against Alabama. So that tells me something right there, a little bit too. And like I said, his arm strength, you saw it the other day. I don't care if you throw it against air. Throwing what he did,
he's got a cannon. No, he's got an absolute cannon.
Cannon.
And he ran a 4.40. Like, hello.
Right.
You got a wide receiver playing quarterback.
And he's got the thing that Kyle Trask doesn't have. The pocket presence.
For sure.
The mobility. So
I've said in the past, I've said to me, he's Cam Newton, but a better passer. And Cam Newton went to a friggin' Super Bowl. Now, I've said Justin Fields not necessarily my kind of guy, but I'm sure you're going to put him on a specific team for a specific reason. If he lands in the right spot, dude, that running ability, the cannon that he has, if he's used properly and at least they start to work on that reading ability, look out. Look out.
And but team for him?
Go ahead. Let me hear this.
I'm sorry. I cut you off.
No. Yeah, go ahead. No, what's the team?
My team for him would be the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay. With who's that head coach? The new head is it Alex Smith? No, not Alex Smith.
No, it's not Alex Smith.
Something Smith. It's the FedEx guy.
We go all these weeks with coach hires and we forgot about it.
Yeah. That's the FedEx guy's son. He doesn't even need a coach. Arthur Smith. Yeah, he turned around Tannehill, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So I could see that and sit behind. Dude, go back home to Georgia.
That's it, man.
Sit behind a great quarterback for a couple years.
You play in the South. You play indoors. You play. You got Jones and Ridley there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got. I know their defense is a mess, but you got to score points too.
No, but he doesn't play defense, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
Great.
Sitting behind Matt Ryan for a year and a half is going to help. That might be a good fit. That might be a really good fit. You make a good point there. That would work for him. He should hope that that's where he lands. I don't know if it's going to happen, but he should hope that that's where he lands.